Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how I've been doing my updated brow routine. It's really easy, it's super simple, only like a couple products, and they're really affordable, so that's amazing. First, I just wanted to say hello to my natural skin tone. Oh, it's been a really long time, did you miss it? I missed it. I believe the color is called Ghost. So I have the shingles, because apparently I'm like 75 years old, on my shoulder, upper shoulder. That's why I'm wearing this like big ass baggy button down, because fitted clothing is not an option right now. It's super painful. I'm not wearing lashes. It was a miracle that I even put makeup on today, but I really wanted to get this tutorial up. You guys wanted to see it, so here it is. I suffer from my art. Anyway, so I'm going to show you how I've been doing my brows. I love it. I absolutely love it so much, and hopefully you enjoy it. All right, so if you want to see how I've been doing my brows, stay tuned. It's about to happen right now. All right, so the products that I'm going to be using are the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brush. This is like my go-to. I bought this such a long time ago, and it's the only thing that I use on my brows. I absolutely love it. I have been going back to pomades recently, and the reason for that is I discovered the Kiss NY Pro Top Brow. This is in the color taupe. I'll show you. It's such a beautiful color. I think my camera, I'm working with different lights right now, so hopefully it'll look a little bit less saturated. My camera typically picks things up a little bit more saturated than they actually look, but this is the perfect shade for blonde hair. Absolutely perfect. It's just gray enough, but it's not too gray, but it's not too warm. It's excellent. I talked about this in my Best of Beauty video, I believe, and one of the reasons that I've fallen in love with it is that it doesn't dry out like the Anastasia Dip Brow. I don't know if you guys have had this experience, but I've had to revive my dip brow multiple times with like an oil because it just dries out so damn fast. I don't know if it's the packaging. I don't know. This one is nice and smooth and creamy, but it's not too creamy. It doesn't like slip around. Anyway, this has absolutely replaced it, and it's Kiss. It's drugstore prices, so it's much more affordable. Actually, let me look up how much it is. This is taking forever. Hello. Ooh, they have a brow gel marker. That's cool. I'd love to try that. The Kiss Top Brow is $7. Excellent. So what I'm going to start off doing is I'm going to use my number 12 brush, and I'm just going to, I kind of lay like the tip, the sides, but mostly focusing it on the tip of the brush into the pomade. Keep making sure to keep the bristles nice and flat. And then sometimes I will wipe it off on the cap every once in a while. I don't do it all the time. I'm going to start off by defining the underside of my brow. So this is the lowest area, so I'm going to line this the way that I typically would. I'm just going to follow that natural shape. I'm just going to start out by drawing a line to connect those hairs. Then I'm going to pick up a little bit more product, and you can see I have kind of an intense arch there, and I really want to I like to straighten them out a little bit and make them a little more full. So I'm going to bring it slightly below that line as I get to my arch. And then I'm going to connect it to pretty much where my tail actually ends. So I'm really just sort of filling out this area right in here. So I like to define that first. I like to lay it in on both brows. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, trying to get them as even as possible. I like to bring this brow in a little bit more in the center just to even them out. I don't know if you can see that. It comes back a little bit more. So I like to bring it up to, you know, close in my nose. Otherwise, if they're too far apart, they can kind of like make your nose look wider. Just lining that lower part. And then taking that line slightly lower as I go along the arch. And I'm using a very light hand. Now I've picked up a little bit more product on my brush, and I'm going to take it from that line and start brushing it upward. I like to keep my brush sideways for this at first. And then I kind of, as I get to the arch, I kind of like to just draw in some really light brow hairs. This side's a little bit more tricky because I have to draw a lot more in the center. All right, so next what I like to do is pick up a little bit more product, and I'm going to, basically, I like a sharp tail, so I'm going to actually define the tail. So I'm going to take it from the top of the arch and just draw a line to the end of the tail. And you can make this as thick as you want, you can make it as long as you want. It usually takes a little bit of back and forth for me. You gotta do a little bit of evening out. and then connecting it to the first line we made. You can see that tail is a little bit longer. This one's a little bit short. So you want to start off kind of light in the front, and then as you get out to the tail, you get a little bit darker. It just looks the most natural. Now I'm picking up a little bit more product on my brush, and I'm going to start drawing in the hairs on the top. So rather than like drawing a line and then pulling it down like I did with the underneath side, I'm going to use the tip of the brush, the angle, and I'm going to draw the hairs to kind of fill that in. You can see where it's sparse, especially over here. It's much more full in this area. Lay in some brush strokes. Kind of at random. Doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, especially if you're going for a more natural brow. And then I'm just gonna thicken it up or keep it a little bit more dark as I get to the tail. So you can see I'm just following the natural shape that my brow hairs come in. Kind of laying it in heavy and then using faster strokes to blend it out. Now for the tricky part. Ooh! I got a little heavy-handed right there. That's okay because we got our spoolie. We brush it out. I'm gonna go into the front first, and I don't like how that's kind of angled. You can see that. So I'm just going to draw a little bit in the front, just maybe kind of square that off a little bit. The same in this area, filling this area in. Now I'm going to take my spoolie and just lightly brush through those hairs. Just really light. You want to use a very light hand because otherwise you can just kind of like remove all of the work you just did. And then again, just follow the natural shape of the hair. So if you went down, make sure to brush down. If you went up, brush up. And then once you've brushed through, if you see any areas that you need to, you know, deepen up or you need to darken up or you need to fill in a little bit, you can go ahead and do that. Because my eyebrows are very sparse in this area, I usually have to go in and I'll take it just a tiny bit more product and fill in that area. All right, now I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup. So I'm going to use my Dose of Colors concealer brush, and actually, what the fuck concealer am I gonna use? Ooh, I'm too pale, I don't know. And the Kat Von D Lock It Concealer in Neutral. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on the back of my hand, just a teeny bit. I don't want to do like crazy sculpted brows, but I do wanna clean up some little areas. So I'm just going to pick up the smallest amount of concealer on the very tip, making sure to keep the brush very flat. And I'm gonna start with the underneath side. If you're gonna sculpt any area, it should be the tail. Just a tiny amount just makes it look a little bit more sharp, a little more clean. I like to take whatever is left on that brush and kind of brush it in the front of my brow, just to tone down that square that I created. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more product, again keeping the brush really flat, and I'm gonna go into the tail on the top. I'm gonna keep this right at the tail, like this is the area that I'm going to focus it in. I'm not gonna go in any further. I just wanna clean up that area. I mean, unless my arches are so off and I really need to clean that up. So this is another Kiss product that I love. I'm going to use the Kiss NY Pro Top Brow Gel Mascara. So it's just a clear brow gel. I used to use the NYX one. I love the Anastasia one, but it's like pretty expensive. So this is like a really good option, it's affordable. Lightly brush it through the hairs. Just kind of keeps them in place. Helps you see if there's any other areas that you need to address. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little quick toot. I hope it was helpful. I've been loving my brows like this. This is like how I wear them every single day now. I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be on a very regular filming schedule. So, if you try to get rid of me, it's not gonna happen. I'm here to stay. Okay? just stop talking about it, stop bringing it up. It's getting awkward. So as always, if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them down below. I've received so many great ideas. I have a list going, but I always want to hear more. So please go ahead and do that. Or if you have any questions, anything, just leave them down below. And I will see you in the next one.